Hey designer toy fans, are you looking for a new store to check out?
Yes, we are!
Have you ever been to Rotofugi in Chicago, Illinois?
No, we haven't!
Well, you might want to check it out. It's been there since July of 2004, and they have everything designer toys. Everything you can imagine that would be designer toys, including Kid Robot,
Pins,
Safubi,
plush,
Pop Vinyl.
and so much more.
Make sure to head over to rotofugi.com and check out their online store as well, where you can pick up things and have them delivered right to your door. But if you're in the Chicago area, make sure to stop in and say hi to the Rotofugi crew.
Hey everyone, welcome to the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up, the show where the team from UrbanVinylDaily.com goes over everything there is to know in the designer toy, art, street art, and Safubi world. I'm your host, Travis Likens.
And I'm Ben Pierce.
And we're here for episode
51,
which we've entitled the NYCC 2017 Rundown.
Smackdown.
So in case you guys didn't know or you're heading that way, this week, starting October 5th, is New York Comic-Con 2017. It takes place at the Javits Center in New York City. It'll be going through the 8th, aka this Sunday, and it's going to be a weekend filled
Extravaganza.
with all kinds of pop culture inspired news and art and toys and
Cosplay.
our own little corner called The Block, where they will have designer toys. But I do understand that this year, the block is not quite the same block that it was in the past. They have actually kind of broken it up a bit. So the, what do we want to call them? The smaller designer toy people. So we'll say like MyPlasticHeart, Tenacious Toys, Clutter, and so on. They are still clumped together, but somebody like Kid Robot is not necessarily in the block anymore. So it's a little bit different than it's kind of been in the past, but still New York Comic-Con nonetheless. So we will jump right into the news. Starting out, MyPlasticHeart, booth number 888.
The triple eights.
It's a convenient number. Looks like they are going to have a bunch of releases. We are going to touch on a few, starting out with Doomsday by Brent Nolesco. There you go. This Doomsday release was painted by none other than Tasker Warner. So looks like it's a gold painted edition of the figure known as Doomsday. Looks really pretty cool. What's a little different about this? It looks like the base is slightly different. I'm not 100% sure because I'm not an expert in this figure, but it does look pretty cool. Love the way that the paint turned out. So if you're a fan of that, stop by booth number 888. One thing I did find interesting is that MyPlasticHeart did not put a price on any of the posts that I saw for their stuff. So if you're interested in hearing about the price, don't come to us because we don't know. Next up, they have the final colorway of Dead Zebra Inks Last Night,
Which is a rook for those who play chess.
and this edition is glow in the dark. So it's all glow in the dark, and the paint details are the bones because, as you know, it's like a dead looking chess piece.
Was glow in the dark also available at SDCC? This is just kind of leftover, or is this a new colorway?
It could be. I'm not 100% sure. Was the one at SDCC black with glow in the dark?
It might have been.
So I'm not 100% sure on that, but they do have them at the New York Comic-Con booth nonetheless. So stop by, check that out. There is another Andrew Bell release. Is the debut of the Kill Cat vinyl editions. The milk chocolate and the glowing dark chocolate editions of this candy-inspired figure.
What does it look like?
Looks like a Kit Kat bar.
Huh.
Like two Kit Kats, and they're
okay.
like split apart, and they have like each one has a face. The glowing edition has like ooze coming out of his mouth, and it's like glowing in the dark. Pretty cool little figures. Cool to see a new Andrew Bell piece. If you happen to be a fan of that, make sure to stop over at MyPlasticHeart's booth. They also have a Boo Bear, which we reviewed on an earlier episode of the Urban Vinyl Daily Weekly Wrap-Up. If you go over to the site, you will see that they have the silver edition. They didn't say an edition size or the price, but it was designed by none other than Andrea Kang and produced by
Woot Bear.
Mighty Jacks. Not Woot Bear. Next up, they have a figure called Andy the Android.
Very original from Andrew Bell.
It's from Andrew Bell. It's from the Android, whatever their little company is called. It's like a collaborative. And what it is normally we have the Androids that kind of have like the standard platform. This one has the Android with like a different face and a different shape really. And he's actually holding a cell phone. And it's like a removable cell phone that he can like grasp onto and look at while he's holding it. But he has kind of like a smiley looking face. It's kind of a more stylized figure. So I doubt we're going to see like artist editions anytime soon. I don't know, but they have the basic green edition, classic Android colorway at booth number 888. So you can get all of that and more from MyPlasticHeart, booth number 888 this weekend, October 5th through the 8th. They didn't say anything about lotteries or anything like that. They do have some signings, so you'll want to stop by and check out their daily signing schedule at their booth.
All right. At booth 2160 is Bottleneck Gallery, who has, as they've always had in the past, many prints. And so they teamed up with Acme Archives to print a bunch of these prints. And so I'll name, a couple of them that we were able to find. The Empire Strikes Back by Carl Fitzgerald comes in 2 editions. The regular is an edition of $275 for $50 a piece, and the variant is $100 for $65, and they're 24 by 36. The Bottleneck Gallery will also have a Blade Runner 2049 print because the movie comes out very soon. Friday, y'all. They also have a Wonder Woman print by Martin Anson. They have The Thing print. They have a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers print that looked like it was done by Dave Perillo. They have a Watchmen, they have a Jaws, and a Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm sure a couple more that I can scroll through. They have a Superman, there's a Spider-Man.
So if you're a fan of pop culture and artists making interpretations of said art, you'll want to stop by Bottleneck Gallery.
And so what it looked like was the Martin Anson Wonder Woman regular with metallic is $50, and it's an open edition right now on the Bottleneck Gallery site. So I guess it's available now, and they will close it up whenever they feel like shutting it down.
Ben, have you ever been to Chicago?
Well, yes, I have, Travis.
Well, next time you're there, you should make sure to stop and check out this place called Gallery F.
Wow, I've never heard of them before. Where are they located?
They are found at 2415 North Milwaukee Avenue in Chicago, Illinois, and they feature some of the best artists that you can find around.
Really?
They have a major focus on local Chicago artists like J.C. Rivera, L.O., Penny Pinch, T. Monet, and many, many more. And they also bring in people from all over the country and world.
Wow, I'll really have to check them out. Hopefully there's a brewery down the street.
Yeah, you can get yourself a drink and then head over and check out all the posters and original screen prints that they do offer as well in the gallery.
Do they have a downstairs gallery?
Yes, they do. It's called The Underground. You can check out this and more by heading over to galleryf.com.
Next up, we have some news coming from the Tenacious Toys collective booth, number 708. So if you guys have not been to New York Comic Con, the way this kind of works is Benny from Tenacious Toys books a block of booths. And the block of booths, he always then rents out to smaller artists, and they have their own section of the booth, and you can go there and check out all their stuff. So this year, the booth includes Nugglife, who will be bringing not only their original artwork, they will also be bringing their streetwear line of clothing and some resin pieces and other different things. John Schnepp, who is known for the Death of Superman Lives, the documentary on the Nicolas Cage Superman movie. And he has a TV show, and he has some comic books and all kinds of different things that he's doing. You also see Ghost Lion, C1, Rolo, Bun Luang, the Black Drove, who will be bringing resin editions, and I don't think they're doing any kind of like Safubi stuff this time. But you'll want to stop by and check them out so you can figure out everything that they're doing for this weekend. You'll see E Fu, Mech Atro Wigo, and the Concrete Jungle. So we also have some details on what Tenacious Toys is bringing. They will have an exclusive edition of the Willy Wonka 3.5-inch resin figure designed by Yumi Toys, hand-painted, hand-sculpted, hand-cast, everything like that. An edition of 10 pieces, and they will be $35 each. They will also have Rocky, which is a 2.5-inch resin Satan Kids series edition designed by none other than Abe Lincoln Jr. It'll be an edition of 13, and it'll be $35 each.
Welcome back to Abe Lincoln Jr.
Yeah, we gotta love his artwork. Haven't seen a ton of stuff from him, but be excited to see more. Hopefully this is a sign. We also have, it's not necessarily an exclusive, but they will have them available. So for people that are fans of 1000 Toys, it is kind of hard to get some of this stuff. So you'll want to stop by the Tenacious Toys booth to check out the Clear Synthetic Human. That figure are really, really hard to come by. So Benny is going to have a small amount of those available for you to check out.
Booth 678 is the DKE booth. And so Jason Chalker will have 24 original paintings as card backs with translucent green Greedo figures for $150 a piece. And so with 24 original paintings, that means 24 pieces in that edition.
So if you picked up the Boba Fett that he did at San Diego Comic-Con, you're going to want that. But also DKE Toys has a myriad of resin releases coming from people like Special Ed Toys, the Suck Lord, Jason Chalker, RYCA, Recycle, however you say that. There's a ton, so I'm not even going to try to list off all the ones. Those
the usual garage sale.
Yeah, the usual ones. The Suck Lords is pretty good. Make Native Americans great again. And it's a Native American depicted scene on a card back, and of course a resin figure that looks like none other than a Native American. So
Pocahontas.
So if you're a fan of all the bootleg action, you'll want to stop by the DKE booth and check out everything he has to offer. If you do want to get a complete rundown of that, you'll want to check out not this past week's episode of Toy Geeks Behind the Counter, but 2 weeks ago. You'll see the one that has Sarah Jo on it, and it does show everything that they have available for this week. So go check out that over on youtube.com/toygeeks behind the counter. Next up, we have news coming from Clutter Magazine. They will have a booth this year, booth number 575, and they have a bunch of releases. We just picked a few here. So the ones we wanted to feature were the Sparkleberry. It's a 6-inch tall solid resin Mr. Melty designed by none other than Buff Monster. The piece is limited to 30 pieces, and it's $125 each. The cool thing about this is it is pink resin mixed with glitter. So the piece does have like a glitter shine to it, and it is not necessarily like all pink glitter. It is like kind of pieced throughout the figure. So there's like veins of glitter. It's not necessarily like all just pink glitter. Next up, they will have 2 figures coming from Awesome Toy. The Ningroyo, I think that's how you say that.
Again, week to week, you choose the easiest names ever.
It is the half human, half fish soft vinyl piece. It's edition of 10. They're $120 each. We also have Mr. T-Bone, which is limited to 18 pieces, and they are $120 a piece. And Mr. T-Bone is a Mr. T inspired Jaminkin. So you remember the Jaminkin, the dog with the human head, like the figure? It's soft vinyl. It's a dog with a human for a head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about like an actual like Hanna-Barbera character.
So imagine that, but with a Mr. T head.
I can see that.
And it's like all painted up like Mr. T. It's really freaking sweet. So if you're a fan of that, you'll want to head over to booth number 575 and grab one of those before they are gone. We are told those are all sold first come, first serve. So
bring a brother, bring a friend, buy a couple.
The next big news they have at the Clutter booth is that they will be the U.S. release of the orange blank King Corpse.
Oh.
Designer Toy of the Year, King Corpse makes its return in an orange colorway just in time for Halloween. The James Groman and Instinct Toys design piece is limited to 50 pieces worldwide, but only 25 of them will be available in the United States. So only 25 at the Clutter Magazine booth. These 25 pieces will be $400 each and will be sold via lottery divided over Thursday and Friday. They will be handing out the lottery tickets from 11 to 1 with the lottery taking place at 1:30.
I wonder which day gets the 13th. Friday the 13th. So maybe there's 13 that day.
No, it's only Friday I don't know. I don't know. Who knows what they're doing with that? But anyway, so any that do not sell via the lottery will be available on Friday and Saturday. Saturday and Sunday. I said that wrong anyway. The lottery is on Thursday and Friday. Any that are not sold on Thursday and Friday will be available Saturday and Sunday as a first come, first served basis. So all you flippers out there,
straddle up.
So you'll be coming on Saturday to see if there's any left over. But, it's really cool. Awesome. People get a chance to buy the figures. Really sought after, hard to get. They're going for crazy prices over on the old interwebs there in the secondary market. So hopefully people that really want this thing get it on Thursday and Friday. The last thing that we have coming from Clutter is the Bay Tail Blooms. I think that's how you say it. Designed by none other than Kyle Kerwin. It's a 5.5 inch tall version of his resin bloom. And this one features a black and blue, like, have you seen the ones that he's done that are kind of like fire, like lava rock?
I'd have to look.
Okay, so this is a blue version of like the lava rock looking figure. It's limited to just 10 pieces each, and they'll be $50 each, available at booth number 575. They have a ton of other stuff we chose not to touch on, but if you want to check out it all, head over to booth 575, and you'll be able to see everything that they have going on this weekend.
Somewhere around the corner at booth 745 is the PiQ booth, which will have
PiQ. I don't know. Is it PiQ or PiQ? Who knows? We didn't come up with the name.
Well, with 3 letters, I chose to play it safe. So the PiQ PiQ booth, now that we've covered both bases, has the Yummy World exclusive Rainbow Soft Serve Sally. And they will also have several artist signings: Peter Cato, Simone Legno, Horrible Adorables, and Sugar Fueled throughout the week.
Next up, Brian Ewing will be attending New York Comic Con this year. His booth number is number 574. So they must be right next to the old Clutter Magazine booth. He was sharing a booth with another person, so he's only taken up half of it. And he did announce that he will have a ton of his back stock of prints available. He will not be bringing any of his foils due to he doesn't want to get them damaged.
Yeah, those are really hard to transport.
So, but he did create 3 new colorways of his 9x12 inch screen prints entitled Poe, the Bride, and the Monster. So if you know anything about those, one is Edgar Allan Poe, the Bride is the Bride of Frankenstein, and then the Monster is, of course, Frankenstein. So these are new colorways of those screen prints. So if you're looking to get something kind of really cool Halloween themed and just in time for the holiday season there, now's your chance. Head over to Brian Ewing's booth, number 574, and grab those before they're gone.
Brothers in Art, Thom Whalen and Dave Priolo will have a booth at NYCC, booth number 983, where they will have their assorted pins and prints. What else would you expect from them? But from the looks of it, from Thom Whalen's, that he was pulling out a lot of stuff from the back stock and I guess selling it a little bit beforehand, but a lot at the show.
Hey everyone, this is Travis Likens from the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up, and we're here today to tell you about a store.
We've got Strange Cat Toys, they've got toys for you, and some beard supplies, so check them out.
StrangeCatToys.com, where you'll receive 10% off if you use the code UVD at checkout.
Yeah, so it looks like there's a lot of stuff going on at New York Comic Con this year. There's been a lot of discussion in the designer toy world as to whether or not New York Comic Con is going to be the place to be as far as designer toys are concerned in the East Coast now that 5 Points is going on. But it looks like this year they're still holding strong. Lots of cool stuff from a lot of people. But it is different. Like we talked about at the beginning of the show, there's not as many small folks. The Tenacious Toy collective was generally filled with tons of like small customizers and brands and stuff like that, and it seems like that is going away, but all the like mid-tier and big companies are obviously making a splash. I mean, with Kid Robot being there, there's still going to be a ton of pop culture items, including things like your exclusive Nicktoons pieces that they're releasing in specific colorways. But I really think that the large conventions like New York Comic Con and SDCC, we're going to see tons more, pop culture inspired exclusives. That's kind of what we're kind of shaping towards. As far as non non-New York Comic Con news. I did find one interesting thing this week that I wanted to talk about for a second. It's kind of going back to this pop culture versus art versus designer toy. What is a designer toy?
I have one thing while you sing and dance around
discussion, so it's just, the thing of the week that kind of came up for me that's not designer toy, that's not NYCC related, is that Kid Robot has announced they will be making Dunny keychains.
Which they've done many times in the past, I thought.
Not Dunny, right?
Oh.
Not Dunny. There hasn't been Dunny keychains, right? This is the first time we've got them this small, right? Let's look here while we're talking. So basically what they're doing here is they're continuing their Andy Warhol Dunny series.
Pandering to the masses.
I mean, I guess
you're trying to look up Dunny keychains.
Yes, I am. But, they're kind of doing it in a bit different way. So they're doing Dunny keychains.
You just looked up funny keychains.
It's because of autocorrect. Why are you always jumping in on my things here?
I'm letting the people know the play-by-play with this.
So Dunny keychain, they've did the Batman, I guess. Well, they've showed the Batman, Justice League Batman type thing, but they haven't. This has to be the first ones. I swear I've never seen these before. They've done keychains. I mean, they had Simpsons ones back in the day, and they had the Yummy World, and they had a ton of other the bots, like the bot figures. They had those as keychains, but this is the first time Dunny's ever made a keychain. So what does this mean for us? It doesn't really mean a lot.
Lots of pandering.
But it is a new platform for artists to customize in a micro-sized what are they? They don't even say.
For a keychain, those have to be pretty small.
Yeah, I mean, they have to be
how much paint are you really going to get out of it other than just a little brush dab?
They have to be like half the size of a Dunny, right? Like of a 3-inch Dunny. So they have to be like at least at a minimum 1.5-inch sized, right? I don't know.
Think if you have like more than one, you're gonna have a pocket full of keychains with a key.
The question though is how much are they? So they didn't really post it on their Instagram post. So we'll cruise over to the old shop here and take a look. So Dunny keychain, the old shoppy. They said they're available. I don't see them. This is not a very good shop.
Is it under keychain along the side?
It could be. So let's scroll back up to the top here. See if we find the old keychain. The Dunny keychain, though, to me, okay, here we are. So they're $5.99. So it looks like it's in line with all of their other keychain that they've done here, which I didn't realize how many keychains they've made. They've made a lot of keychains.
Some turtles, some Bob's Burger.
Yeah, mostly all pop culture related stuff, but they do have Yummy World also as well, which we already knew about. But it's just interesting. Like they actually look like the designs are put on the Dunnies really, really well for such a small, an 1.5 inch figure.
But to be perfectly honest, how quickly are those going to get scraped off when they have keys attached to them inside of a pocket?
Yeah, I don't know. Jenny, my wife, has a pop figure one that somebody gave her of Harry Potter, and the paint's not scraping off of that. So I don't know. I had the Lego keychains. Those things, the paint comes right off of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So it just depends on how they made them. But I just find it interesting that the Dunny is now a keychain. Like, I think that's an interesting thing. I think this makes total sense as a
marketing ploy.
A marketing ploy. Every art gift store I could see these being in.
Since regardless of the fact that it is a Dunny, people are going to go after the Andy Warhol aspect.
Yeah, I think. But I mean, if they're making these, they have to be thinking of maybe an artist series, right? Like, they paid to make the mold. Why not just pump out old Dunny designs as keychains?
I guess that depends on statute of limitation and how the contracts were written.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just think it's interesting. So maybe we'll see more from, I don't know. So I wonder if it's featuring the same designs as Andy Warhol Dunny Series 2. So they basically just took the designs they did on the larger scale, scaled them down to the smaller scale. For the most part, it looks like it works to me. So I'm just interested to see what they do in the future. I think that the one with Bessie is kind of weird. Okay, so for those that don't know, Bessie's the one with the cow, and it's just like cow randomly placed on the figure, like all over print. All the other ones I think are perfectly fine for what they are. But if you're a fan of Andy Warhol or keychains, you can head over to kidrobot.com and grab a Dunny keychain for $5.99 each, or go to your favorite designer toy retailer and grab them for your collection. If you want to order a whole case, you have to go put in 24 as the quantity. That's a pretty big case. And it's going to be a lot of money for $6 a piece. But I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. What do you guys think of Dunny keychains? Head over to Urban Vinyl Daily on the old YouTube there and comment down below.
I thought you were about to direct them to the non-existent website.
Nope.
Because you're like the Urban Vinyl Daily YouTube. All right. My one piece that is non-New York City Comic-Con further related is Luke Chueh and Eyes on Walls from the Instagram piece looked like it was a canvas item for the soft design that he did, which is pretty much just like a soft filter-ish on a generic-looking white bear head that's Luke Chueh designed. But he said they also had a couple different designs that it looked like they could put either on paper or canvas or whatnot. So head on over to Eyes on Walls and pick your size, pick your design, and pick Luke Chueh.
So if you're a fan of Luke, it's the way to go. I've got a lot of Luke stuff hanging up, so you should too. So
be like us.
That does kind of wrap up our this week. We didn't prepare a ton of stuff. We mostly wanted to focus on New York Comic Con, and we can point out the Designer Con is under 40 days away. So you will want to check out TF16.
The frickin' 16.
So that's where UVD Toys and the bots will be residing during this Designer Con. We can announce that we will be having some new pins. We'll have an exclusive. I don't know if it's an exclusive, but we'll have a new figure that we'll be launching, and we will be showing off some prototypes and some. Hopefully, we'll have some big news to share by then. So we'll see how that goes. We'll let you know more as we get closer. But you'll be able to check us out at TF16 at DesignerCon. We're right next to Max Toy Company, so if you're a Sofubi fan and just want to walk around the corner and talk to us, you can.
And adjacent to the bathroom somewhere.
So that's pretty much it. We'll have more information as we get closer to DesignerCon 2017. But as always, I'm Travis.
And I'm Ben.
Have a great Designer Toy Day. Thanks for checking out our video right here on youtube.com/urbanvinyldaily. While you're here, make sure to give us a subscribe and a like. And if you're so gracious, you can share this video on your favorite social network. You can always give us a follow on Instagram or Twitter at Urban Vinyl Daily, or find us on Facebook by going to facebook.com/urbanvinyldaily, and you'll be able to keep up with our latest posts and information going on in the world of UVD. If you want to help us out in more of a monetary way, you can always head over to our store, urbanvinyldaily.storeenvy.com, and check out all the awesome things we have available from great artists from all over the world. Or you can head over to our PayPal and just straight up donate to us to help us keep the lights on and keep things going by going to paypal.com and sending money over to urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com, and that will help us out in more ways than you know. If you want to keep up with everything going on in the world of UVD, make sure to head over to urbanvinyldaily.com. Or if you're interested in sponsorship information, a comment, or a question, make sure to head over to urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com and send us a message. And if it's good enough, we'll answer it right here on the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up. As always, this has been an Urban Vinyl Daily production.